You want to reach
Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Daniel, and this is a good friend of mine.
Oh, you want me to say my name?
Yes.
Jason, owner of Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop. We're winging it right now.
We're winging it a little bit, so we just wanted to go ahead and give it a go and see how it goes from here. So with the one thing that we do want to focus on at the beginning of this is we definitely want to talk about Jason. We want to focus on you for the first, video and talk about what got you started in wanting to collect all these wonderful toys that we could see in the background over here.
You want the short version or the long version?
Give me the medium version. With a little meat, little substance.
Well, I always say I grew up in the 80s, which is one of the best times for toys.
Okay.
So all that stuff was coming out. He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, all that stuff. So I was into it at that age, and it was just fun time. So brought back a lot of memories with that stuff, So when you get older, you start looking at that stuff, and it kind of brings back good memories.
Were you a collector, or were you just like
I
kid
mean,
playing with
toys?
toys?
I played with toys. So like, people say, I wish I kept my stuff,
Everybody, toy collectors.
Mine wouldn't be worth anything because I played with them, like, in the mud,
missing parts, chips, scratches.
G.I. Joe were in the mud, dirt all the time. But just toys. I don't know. It's art to me. I was into comic books, and then that kind of translated into the toys.
So comic books were first.
Yeah, comic books were toys were first, and then when I got older, and was reading and stuff like that, good X-Men runs and all that stuff,
Yep, definitely classics.
Yeah, so I was into that. That really got me into it. So I was collecting comic books. Had some toys, but by the time I was kind of aging out,
Aging out of comic books.
Aging out of toys, because you get to that point where you're like, I'm too old for toys. But
I never got to that point.
Well,
yeah,
I did.
I hear you, but
it wasn't accepted back then. So even comic books, I kind of kept it, on the low.
For all you fans out there who know what I'm talking about, you had all your toys in the closet and that top shelf, but you didn't really let your friends see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a shoebox because I got rid of a lot of stuff. I traded a lot of my figures for some cassettes because I thought I was an adult.
You're trying to be a cool kid. Yeah. What age was this?
Like 10.
10?
11, maybe 11, 10. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the last thing I remember asking for, and I got like the original ones, but then I didn't. By then I was like, oh, I'm too old for this stuff, or I thought I was too old for it.
So did you play with those, or did you get rid of them?
I played with them.
Okay, so when you were a cool guy and you got out of toys,
I wasn't cool. I thought I was cool.
You thought you were cool. Yeah. What brought you back into toys?
So that's what we're getting at. So comic books, I was collecting them, reading them all the way early 2000s when eBay came along.
Okay. What was your favorite comic book? Do you remember?
Favorite one? It was like X-Men stuff. I like
Jim Lee,
Claremont stuff. Well, Jim Lee I didn't really care, like 90s stuff by then. I was kind of getting out of it, but I started getting into like a lot of the indie stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Because everyone was like, "Oh, this is the next big thing." So Spawn. I was there when Spawn came out. Yeah. A lot of the other stuff was kind of trash, though. How they were putting everything out. But I got into that real heavy. And then even by the 90s, like Marvel wasn't putting out like that good stuff.
What did you consider trash at the time?
I don't want to start putting people's stuff down. Well, you
use the words.
Those companies were putting stuff out.
Got it.
How it was. Yeah. So early 2000s, eBay came around. I think I used to go. Well, I used to go to yard sales a lot, and I think I might have picked up a few things from.
What were you looking for mainly? Because
comic books. I was looking for collectibles. This was mainly like
you were focused on comic books.
But then I was like, well,
so it's like around 92.
Yeah. No, this is
after. Yeah, Spawn came out in 1992.
Well, I know. I'm saying I was collecting then. I'm saying early 2000s was like eBay was kind of around.
I don't actually sell anything here. I just sell them on eBay.
At that time, when you were doing like this little, garage sale hunting, did you ever think that you would be here now?
No.
Sitting in your own toy store?
No.
With your own comic book collection back here?
No, because originally I wanted a comic book store. I wanted to open my own comic book store.
What was
I was into comic books more than toys. I like toys, but I was into comic books more.
So you actually had like a comic book collection?
I did.
Do you still have that now?
No.
So do you ever sit there and wish that maybe you still had that comic book collection?
Kind of, but no. Like comic book collecting's hard. Like
okay.
It is. And you just keep stuff
I know because I have a comic book collection.
Yeah. I don't know. It was was fun collecting it, but it got to the point where I was just going every week and kind of off of instinct. Almost. It was
Hunting,
like just
yeah.
like a habit of getting this stuff, and I
Did
really
you ever
wasn't
go with
enjoying it.
anybody?
Go with anyone to the comic book
No,
shop?
hunting. Like when you were out there hunting, was it just like you?
Usually it's myself, because usually it'd be like during the weekday or something.
Because it
if I
still
was
wasn't
off.
that cool, right?
Yeah, well, and I didn't. My friends, the ones that I was really friends with, weren't into that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You always had to test the waters, kind of bring it up. What do you think about Spider-Man?
I
You know,
did. Yeah, I did test it. I did test it because I remember getting a Dragon Ball Z, it was a Vegeta shirt with his face just on it, but like nobody knew who he was.
They just thought you were wearing like some random.
No, they knew it was some kind of like anime, but like nobody thought it was cool. So it's like I tried it, and I'm like, well, nobody like knows who
Nobody
this guy is.
understood.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't understand that stuff. So.
If you're a
But-
Vegeta fan, he's the great.
Yeah, so that's what it started. Comic books, and I started doing like yard sales and stuff. I'd find stuff, put it on eBay, kind of flip it. So it was a side hustle. It wasn't anything where I thought it was going to be anything. Because like I said, I wanted to do a comic book shop. Didn't have the money. Didn't know anything how to even try to get money or try to figure out how to open a shop.
Okay, so question real quick.
Yeah.
So when you actually had the money, why did you go with toys? Why did you not go with comic books?
Well, that's where I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Because eventually, like I said, I got tired of comics. Sold off my collection. Was doing them on the side still. Like, since I knew there was good money in it, I would buy comics and sell them on the side. So I just was buying them to flip them. And I was selling like at the Brass Armadillo.
So you were once the enemy.
You were the chosen one!
I was collecting still, buying stuff, selling off the stuff I didn't want. Still had a decent
Flipper.
collection. Yeah, I was flipping. Bought this storage units where the toys started again. Bought this storage unit. It had comic books, but it also had a lot of toys in there.
Do you remember where they were?
Do I remember what toys they were?
Yeah, do you remember like when
It was all sorts, because I think it was a comic book shop, and I don't remember the name of what it was, but I guess they had closed down and they owed this guy money or whatever, so they gave him the stuff. Well, he didn't want to do anything with it. So,
And was that here
yeah, it was here.
in Arizona?
Yeah, somebody gave me the lead on. I can't remember like how I got the lead, but I went down there, made an offer on it, bought it all up. But there was a ton of toys, but Legos, like all different kinds of stuff.
Do you have any of those original
No.
toys?
No, because
So,
I got them
yeah.
to sell them. Like I wasn't into the toys, but then I was like, well, there's money in these. And at that time, I started I found a couple like horror figures I liked. NECA was doing some cool stuff.
What year was this? Do you
Well,
remember?
It's the older NECA and like McFarlane stuff. Like
Yeah.
I found it, but later on, like 2014.
Oh, okay. So fairly
Yeah,
recent.
But I found some and I thought they were cool, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep these for my little collection. Didn't have a big toy collection, but when I was selling that stuff on eBay, like the Legos and stuff like that, I was making good money off it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, well, let's roll this into buying more toys. So now I'll
See-
start
see
looking
how
for
far
toys
you
now.
can-
Yeah, and it just got got my love for toys again going, because I was able to collect stuff that I wanted, and then flipped up. Like again, it was flipping, like because I would sell off the stuff I
But
didn't
mainly
want.
the comic books. You
But it
kind of
helped
kept
with
the
my
toys for
collection.
yourself.
Yeah. And then by then, the comic books, I was like, well, I'm kind of not into them anymore. I'm not really buying them on a regular basis. And I was like,
What was it for you, like for the comic book drop off? Just the story, the quality?
they were doing a lot of that where everything was an event. So it'd be like crossovers, everything. Like one would end, and then this would be the next big event. And you would have to buy not only the
the main storyline. You had to
issue,
read the
yeah, it
side
was
story.
8-issue then it was like 8-issue miniseries or whatever. But then you'd have to buy all the other books that tie in, and it happened all the time. And I'm like, wasn't even enjoying them. So I'm like,
Unfortunately, a lot of comic book fans fall out of it that way.
yeah, and it's expensive too. You got to figure every week you're going, they're filling your box every week if you have a subscription box.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and it
so
slowly
well, you're
creeps
hearing
up.
that right now.
Oh
right?
yeah,
I'm
I'm
still reading. See,
yeah.
I stopped. Last thing I was really into was like Walking Dead, and I was into it prior to the show and all that. Like,
Oh, it's like you were actually
I was
picking
in
up the Image
not right
comics?
from the beginning. I think it was like issue 8 I picked up,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, "This is cool." So then I started looking for some of the back issues, and they weren't that expensive then. One
Well, of course.
issue 1 and stuff was still kind of expensive because I think by then they were talking about the show coming out, but I liked that one. That was pretty cool. But even that kind of got old, and I'm like, I just wasn't enjoying them anymore. So I got out of that completely, sold off my stuff, which by then I didn't have a lot because I was kind of selling off anyway.
Yeah.
But that got the toys going. Again, didn't have money to do anything. So still did my 9 to 5, and then was just doing side hustle stuff, selling at the Brass Armadillo. Offer up.
You
I
used to sell the
yeah,
Brass Armadillo?
I sold at both of them. I sold at the
the
one,
one out in the middle of
yeah,
nowhere?
when it first opened. Yeah.
And then the one over there, like by Metro Center?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the first one because that was the original one, and then they opened one. In
So you had like a
Avondale.
little booth in there?
I
Like
had-
people would come in
I had an
there?
open booth, where you can just look through the books, and then I had a lock case where I had the better stuff in there.
Comic books,
Mhm.
or were there
Yeah,
toys?
well,
there?
by then I was buying stuff too, so I have some collectibles and some toys in there, but it was mainly comic books.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
how I started, and then doing like offer up.
But I mean, like that kind of stuff that you would just have like boxes at your house, and you would just pop up at like other shows, other events.
Well, yeah. So the shows I didn't really start doing until like 2018.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know they were around. Like I didn't really know.
So you were doing like eBay out of your garage.
I did a little bit of eBay, mainly though. I did on OfferUp and Brass Armadillo, because OfferUp I can just meet up people. So that was like 2000. I did that all the way till we opened the shop. Actually, I still had the cactus one.
You still had the Brass Armadillo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome. Actually.
Yeah, because the shop kind of, when we decided to do it, it happened pretty quick.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wait, so did you have like this master plan?
No.
So before you did the shop, you were kind of collecting toys again?
I was selling toys still on the side.
But not like crazy like how it looks like right now.
I started doing the shows, but there was only like 2 a year. One was here, and then one would be in Tucson.
Well, how many shows were you doing before you got the shop?
Well, that's when we get to. So I would do those shows.
Yeah.
And I would store up stuff just for those shows. Like I'd go out and I'd be on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, buying up collections and trying to just store stuff for these shows because I knew people were looking for
like in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my house. But again, they only had 2 shows like a year, so they would have like Glendale and then 1 and 2.
So then everything in between was like OfferUp.
Well, I always wanted more,
Facebook,
but I always wanted to do more shows. More! I started doing the shows like 2008, late 2018 probably.
But those weren't your shows.
No.
We're talking about you vending at other shows.
Yeah. So 2019, I did a show like November-ish. And somebody was asking again, do you know of any other toy shows?
How'd you like vending at other shows?
I like doing it.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Kind of like
I
sparked the whole...
Yeah. And then I even had cards, even though I didn't have a website again, but people would contact me. Or I even had my OfferUp on there because that's where I was killing it on OfferUp.
But was it the polar bear at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we decided to go with that. Like, not at the beginning, but I decided let's just make some shirts and it's a shop. And then everyone would be like, you have a shop? And I'm like, no, I don't. So in that November, I was actually giving out... I should have went back because November's not when I decided to do it. I decided prior to that November show to do my own toy show. So that November show I was promoting for the following year.
Yeah, but the toy show came after.
It was January.
But
January
it came after the shop?
Nope, before.
So you did your first toy show before
I had no money
you
to
open
open
the shop.
Yeah, I had no money to open a shop still.
Okay. Information I'm just finding out, but this is pretty cool.
So what the plan was, let's try to do our own show. Hopefully it's successful.
Well, what made you want to do your own show?
Because nobody else was doing any.
Nobody else was doing any.
And
on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm like, there's opportunity.
It was more annual.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, there's opportunity to come in, do 3 or 4, because at the time I didn't know. I was like, let's find out how the first one goes.
How much planning went into that?
A lot of planning, but I'll tell you, just it's not a you build it, they'll come type thing. So I decided to do it.
Feel the dream reference,
I hand out flyers at this show. I talked to the vendors there. A lot of them were like, yeah, sounds good. Plan it for January, like 22nd of 2020, somewhere like that. I don't know the exact date. I can't remember. I actually have the flyers still, but it was
But while this was all going on, did you have a plan to have the store? You were just like, I'm doing a show? Plan.
Yeah,
you were like,
I was like, let's do this because there's a need for that. If it works out and I make money.
But did you want a show at the time? Or did you want a store at the time?
I did, but I was thinking comic book. But I didn't have I just had an idea, like eventually I wanted to work for myself. I know that.
Yeah, of course.
But I didn't have the money. So,
right.
So we did it 2020. Was not a successful show. I got maybe...
So you ended up spending money and not making money?
I lost money on that first show big time. I lost money. Maybe I had like 15 vendors.
What made you keep going?
Well, we'll get to that because I was like, well, we did it. Now people know like we're real, even though a lot of people came out for it. A lot of vendors like backed out and stuff, like, because they didn't know me, like, so it's something you don't think about.
So you planned on having more vendors.
Like, people knew me in the community, but not as much, and so these vendors are like, how do we know?
And you did this all. You did this by yourself. You organized this all by yourself.
Yeah.
You did all the footwork.
Yeah.
You found the vendors. You found the venue. You went all out there, and then you had like minimum people show up.
The crowd showed. I don't know what the count was. I can't remember offhand. Crowd was pretty good, but vendors, I didn't have vendors.
And you said you started off about 15 vendors.
It was maybe 15. And I had to spread it out to make it look. I was expecting. I was shooting for 60 just because it was my first show. I was like,
Oh, okay.
I was like, that
Did you
should be
have
pretty good.
60 like set up and like ready to go?
No, because I knew ahead of time how many I had.
Oh, okay.
But the way I laid it out was I used the whole floor.
Is
because I didn't want it to be
is it
just
the
15
same spot
vendors.
that they're at, the show's at
same
now?
shrine, yeah.
Oh, the same shrine. So
The
you've
shrine.
been doing it since the beginning there.
Yeah, because they were like the most affordable for what they offered and stuff.
I'm trying to picture 15 vendors.
It was
there.
spread out.
And people showed
It was a lot of room.
Did you have a bunch of empty tables? Like, did people come in there and kind of look around?
No, because I set up what I needed for those vendors because I knew how many vendors I was going to have.
Okay. I've been
I
there.
know it was
brutal.
It was bad.
Okay, so
I appreciate everyone that came out, but it was bad.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
It was late March. I'm like, we're gonna do another one. I'm like, maybe I can get more vendors this time because people actually came out. I just need the vendors. But there was people that came, I think, to check it out. There were vendors too, and like we will be down to do like.
And that's what you decided that you wanted to do it roughly every like 3 schedule wise.
That was the plan, but then I didn't have it mapped out. Like I would just do a show at a time. Like now I map out the year.
Oh, okay.
Then I was like, well, let's see how this one. It was kind of let's see how stuff is.
Trial and error. You were giving it a shot, giving it a go to see what you.
Well,
could get.
right at the end of that January show, it mentions of COVID. Like that's when you first heard about it.
Okay, that's the whole COVID pandemic. We all missed that, right?
We're going. A week before we're gonna have the March show, the lady says, "Oh, we're gonna have to cancel. The numbers are spiking too high. Like we're gonna have to cancel it."
Oh, for COVID.
A week before.
And this was in what, 2000?
And I was looking pretty good with vendors. I don't remember the number I had, but it was definitely I had a good amount of vendors. I had like maybe close to 80 because again we weren't filling it up yet. It was second show. But yeah, it was March. It was March of 2020.
So that show was canceled.
They canceled it.
So you had one show prior?
One show prior. What we did, we ended up having a free event. We like pivoted and did a free event at this school.
Okay.
That we knew somebody that was running, like they weren't using the school.
When you
for
found
anything.
out that show was canceled,
we had to scramble and kind of just did something free and only had like a little bit of vendors, but we did something anyway. And that was the last thing we did because COVID happened.
So then you didn't have anything for what, 2 years?
I couldn't do any shows, yeah. So I didn't do anything till we well, I can tell you how we got to the store part. I'll tell you that.
So the store part happened in between COVID?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you got the store before you started doing more shows? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So COVID happened. Meanwhile, I'm working at the post office.
I'm a United States postal worker.
I decided I was just getting burnt out there. And I'm like, I have all this product because there's no shows going on. So I have all this product saved up. I'm like,
were you still collecting at the time?
I was still
hunting?
buying stuff up, yeah. So I was like, well, if I quit, I'll start selling this until I can figure out like what I really want to do. I was like, at least that'll keep me like going. Like I can put it online, eBay, keep doing what I'm doing, and that'll sustain me. Plus, I would have like some of my, not retirement, but I had like my vacation time stuff. So I was gonna get paid out like a nice check at the end. So I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Thanks, Uncle Sam.
Yeah, like, I'm done. Put in my 2 weeks. That was like October of 2020. So it was that same year with the shows. COVID was still going on. Put in my 2 week notice. It was December. I'm like, I got to do something. You know, I'm selling this stuff, but I'm like, man, I really need to do something.
But still,
I don't want to go back to work.
This wasn't in sight?
The thought of it was, but again, no money.
It was like it was a glimmer in the distance.
Yeah. I wanted to do it, but I'm like, I have no money. But I'm like, I don't want to go back to work either. Like, I'm tired of working.
Who does want to go back to work?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to go back to
tired
work?
Of working. Like, the post office, like, defeated me. Like, they just, like, it was the worst. Like, they just broke me down. So, like, I don't want to do that. I could sell this stuff on the side, but that's really not going to sustain, you know.
Yeah.
So I started looking at it. I'm like, let's find out where I can get some money from. Well, the post office, I had a retirement plan there. And I never really looked into, like, how much I had in there. I just know, like, money was going away there.
Like your 401k?
Yeah, it's kind of like a 401, but theirs was, I can't remember what it was. But, so I'm like, let me look into this and see if, like, I'm able to pull, because this was already 3 months. So this is, 2 months after I quit. So it's December. I'm like, let me see if, like, I have anything in there and what I'm able to do with it. Well, I looked and I had, like, 25,000 in there.
Okay.
So, and they were going to take a chunk of that after I cashed it out, you know, taxes and all that. But I was like, okay, that's good. I'm like, when can I take it out? And it's like, it's available now.
As long as you're willing to pay that
like,
pretty little penny.
There we go. I was like, so pulled that out, started looking for spots to open a shop, you know.
So what made you choose this one?
When I worked for the post office, this is like, I remember this area. I remember there being, I actually was looking at the larger one that's on the other side of the gym, but it's twice as big as this. So I was like, there's no way. Starting off. Because at the beginning, this thing was not full how it is now.
No, exactly.
So prior to me, like, actually catching all that too, I forgot to tell you, I did talk to James, because James actually showed up at my first toy show. And we were doing toy shows together, but we crossed paths, but we weren't really hanging out. He came to the toy show, and that's how I met him and started talking to him more. He goes, yeah, I would have done this one, but he was DJing already too.
Well, of course.
So he goes, I have a gig, but I'll stop by the show, check it out, pick up some stuff. So he was really interested in it.
The idea of doing
I hit him up
store.
And I said, you have a lot of stuff, because he was doing the same hustle as me. He was doing side hustling. He was selling at the Brass Armadillo. He was doing more eBay than I was, though. I didn't do eBay as much.
Was it toys?
Yeah.
Or was it?
It was toys and collectibles,
okay.
yeah. So I found out, like, we did, like, the same path, and James will be on here. We'll have him on here. One of these episodes, probably the next one. We'll get James in. He was actually doing some stuff tonight where he's doing some, like,
another side
stuff.
gig.
Yeah, he was doing
DJing probably. He's really good at it. We'll plug him.
So I talked to him because I was like, together we probably have enough to do a store. Because I had a lot of stuff, but I didn't have enough to where I was going to be able to fill the shelves.
The shows or the
shelves? The shelves.
Oh, the
like,
shelves.
Yeah, we'll be able to fill the shelves. So yeah, I talked to him, pulled the money out, found some different locations. I was reaching out to, like, the different realtors or whatever they are, agents. There was a couple other spots I was looking at. They didn't get back to me. This one got back to me. But even after they got back to me, this was like late December. I didn't get the keys till like February, like 3rd. Like, it just took forever. Like, they were dragging their feet.
Of 2022 or 23?
2021.
Oh, 2021. Okay.
But I started looking in December. Didn't get the keys till like February 3rd. And then we opened, because I go, man, we have to do something. Because by then I was running out of money and I couldn't be selling product that I needed in the store.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, I'm like, well, we got to open this month.
Well, how did that feel? Like, in all reality, with all that stress aside and all of the anxiety.
It felt good. I wasn't, that everyone was like, oh, you left a government job to do this, like the government job. But I'm like, the government job, I wasn't happy. So I'm like,
yeah, absolutely. No,
like,
why would you stick with something?
I'm like, I wouldn't make it to retirement. I'll probably have a heart attack there. Like, it was just stressful.
Because the mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more.
Yeah, so we got the keys, I think, February 3rd. And I was like, we got to open soon. We opened on the last day of February. So we got it done in like.
And this is February 2021. 2021. Okay.
So we opened it quick. Like, we were in here every day, like, putting up stuff. Like, we just built from the front and just built it all the way down. We kind of had an idea, but we
were just like, we got to get it going.
This equipment we have.
We got to start.
We were picking up equipment as we were building out because we couldn't afford new fixtures.
No, that makes sense.
So we were finding them on OfferUp, Facebook. But you message somebody and they'd be like, oh, they're already gone. So like, damn it. So you're like constantly looking. So we were filling, as we get new cases, we're like, well, let's move this here, So we just finally built it out. Open on the 28th. There was a nice little line out. Like, a lot of people came out to support. So that felt good. Because you never know either. I mean,
a lot of like familiar faces, or did you have like a bunch of new faces?
By then we've known people because we both did shows.
You've been in the toy community.
Yeah, toy community. So there was a lot of people we knew. A lot of people we met for the first time that we know now. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So that's how that started anyway. And here we are, 4 years at the end of next year, February.
So then where are you now?
So we're doing them 4 times a year. We're scheduling them out 4 times a year. But we opened the store February 28th. And then we decided, well, now we got everyone coming in now. It should be easier to promote the show.
Absolutely. Was there like a competition thing for you? Like, were you competing?
Oh, no.
Or has it ever turned into like a competition?
No.
Has it ever been aggressive?
No.
No? There's never been like any kind of like...
No, because we do, and then every store is different what they do.
It honestly all just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because not everybody's going to have the same thing.
That's
not everyone's going to be looking for the same thing.
Yeah, because get that. Yeah, we get that. Customers will come in and like, I only shop with you, but it's like, okay, I appreciate that, but you should really be looking around if you're looking for stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to hurt my feelings if you're like, oh, I went over here.
Exactly.
Okay, well they had it, and I didn't have it. Yeah.
We're all the same collecting community. So on that, do you know what's the oldest thing that you've had in here? Like the longest thing that you've had that someone, might have always pick up and be like, I want it, but I don't get it.
Oh,
what's like the longest thing that you could think of that's been in? That's still
trying to think of what it is, because one customer would come in every time. He's like, dang, that's still here from the beginning, but it's finally gone. I can't remember what it was though.
You can't think of it?
No, but there's
cliffhanger. We might talk about it later when you remember.
There's stuff like that though. There's one. It was like I had this Mezco Morbius figure.
The Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
And
Wait, is with the little one that was up there?
like the Mezco 112s, like
Yeah.
he's like a 6-inch. So I had those, and same guy would come in like, man, you've had that forever. Like, oh, that's still here every time he come in. But
Is it finally
was only
gone?
here like he ended up getting, I traded him like eventually, but this was like a year later, but it sat there forever long. It came out. I know we still have stuff though here from when we opened. I couldn't like point it out, but I know.
Well, yeah, I was just maybe something that you like had like in the back of your mind that whenever you see it, you're kind of just like, that's still here.
No, because a lot of times I like to get rid of that stuff. Like that stuff will blow out too. Like when Black Friday, like when we have our sales. If I have these figures that are just sitting,
so
I'd
definitively, there's nothing here right now that's been here since the start.
There is.
Oh, okay.
I know there's some bag figures because we have the original tags we used to use because I used to get them printed.
Oh, okay.
So I know they're like on the loose figures. I know they've been there.
You kind of see it, but you're just like, well,
that's an old tag stuff. Like, it's still here.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, because we don't use those anymore. Yeah, there's a few things I could probably look around and point it out. But
all right, well, what off the top of your head, what's like the fastest moving thing you've ever got in the shop?
Fastest move, like
you got it, maybe gone the same day, night.
A lot of stuff because we get like the SH figure arts, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff. We post it and like I'm coming down now and it's gone. So there's a lot of stuff that just right away, and then people come in 2 days later, like, is that still here? And like, no,
so that would be like the first one that comes to your mind, like the fastest one.
Yeah, like a lot of the import stuff you posted.
Which one was it? You said what?
It was like a Dragon Ball Z figure, like a SH figure arts.
SH,
but that happens a lot.
SH figure arts, that's always
or Mayfex, like Mayfex Wolverine.
Yep.
Boom, that's gone. Like
people
an hour later, it's gone.
And I'm sure you probably get comments or stuff all the time asking you if you have something that you might not or you might be looking for.
Yeah, we have people trying to hold stuff all the time, and I'm like, unless like you've been shopping here a long time, like I'm not doing holds.
Great segue into pet peeves. So you heard that guy. Jason doesn't like doing holds. All right, so let's get into that. Why don't you like doing holds? Oh, for new customers.
Well, because
so if you're cool like me and other people. I'm just kidding.
No, you're right, but okay.
But it's a who you know kind of a thing.
Well, also though, even if I know you though,
but it's trust.
And you ask me to put a Spider-Man on hold,
but that's what I'm saying. It comes with like not like trust,
you don't come get it. Like a month goes by and I don't hear anything about it, and all these other people have been asking about it. Well, I've been sitting on it. I could have made money off it.
Make money, exactly.
And then you're over here like, oh, I didn't really want it after all. Or, I already got one.
So that's a pet peeve.
Yeah.
So that's a pet peeve.
Yeah, that's. Holding's not that bad though. Most people come through, but I do cut people off if they hold something, and then they're like, "Oh, I couldn't make it," and it goes right back out. Or if like a week goes by, I'm like, "Well, unless you're telling me, hey, I get paid, I'm coming in."
Yeah, absolutely.
And you consistently come in and pick it up because there's people that consistently come pick their stuff up all the time. Hey, I can't. I know they can't make it to the weekend. I'm cool with that. I know you're coming through. But do I have to hold it? No, because it's gonna sell.
Well, let's talk about pet peeves. What's like your top 3? Or is there more? Can we do a top 5?
I don't know.
Let's do a top 5.
I'll think of stuff as we're talking, and it's not to bash anyone because I appreciate all the customers we get in, but you do get some that,
All right, we'll do top 3, and then we'll save the number 1 pet peeve for last.
And this is one that James and I talk about all the time.
All right, I'll be you, and you be the customer.
Huh?
I'll be you, you be the customer. Just come in and give it to me.
First time in.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the shop.
If you have any questions.
You have any questions? Anything particular you're looking for?
Oh, you got a good price on that. Yeah, those good prices, yeah.
Oh, I'm Jason, so hold on. Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then after they talk about how good the price is, what's the least you'll take on that? And it's like, didn't you just say it was a good price? And then it's like, what's the least? And it's like, first time in, you're not going to like Walmart and asking them, hey, can I get a discount on this for you?
Right.
We do give discounts sometimes. Like if people buy multiple things and they're, again, you
realistically
shop with us, we'll knock some off. We knock some off sometimes without people even asking because if they buy a lot, I'm like, hey, I'll just throw this in for whatever.
Well, because you get it. You're in the community. You're not trying to get everybody for an arm and a leg.
That's how you're going to start the conversation, though. Like, the least you'll take, and I'm already like, man.
Okay, so from your point of view, why do they do that? Why do they?
A lot of times, I think, again, if the price is already pretty good, they're already like, oh, there's probably some room to make money. If I can get even lower, I'll flip it because we get. I know.
So you think these are flippers?
Sometimes they don't have the money for it, or they just want to they just expect everything cheaper.
Everybody just wants to get it for
because you watch those like
the retail price. They want to get it as close to the retail price as possible. You watch
all those YouTube shows where these guys always have to negotiate. Like, I'm at this yard sale. Would you do like I bundle? So everyone thinks they're like this guy now.
They think that they're just.
And it won't even be a bundle though. It could be like I've had it where it's like a $20 item. What's the least you'll take? I'm like, it's already 20, dude. Like, I don't know.
What are you looking for free? They just want it for free?
And people don't understand, which they wouldn't unless you were running a store, though. You're not getting the stuff for the prices like Walmart and stuff is getting it at. They buy
wholesale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I buy wholesale too.
Penny on the dollar almost.
But mine is like not. I'm getting like on some stuff.
But I mean, realistically,
it's like 25 to 30% margins.
Well, yeah, because I mean, when stuff
sometimes
like this,
less, depending on what.
Well, yeah, you're not getting this at like wholesale because a lot of these figures are old. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
the trading stuff. I prefer trading stuff, and that's why we pay out pretty good on that. And
well, what is that? Tell them what it is. What is the trade?
It can vary. So 65% to 50% customer on trade. So you'll get 65% of the value.
But for store credit, not cash.
65 to 50 depends on what it is. So some 50s like less, but
we're talking store credit.
Yeah, I usually give 65%, but I can give 50% if it's something I know that's not really going to move that well.
Well, what do you do for cash? What's
cash? Cash is 50%.
50%. So sometimes you will give
40 to 50%. Mainly I give 50, but sometimes I'll get 40 again if it's something I'm like, I want to get this other stuff.
Can move it too
but
fast.
I know they want to sell this stuff too, so it's like I got to give them less because I know that's going to sit. The other stuff I'll sell.
Yeah.
So there's like formulas. It kind of just depends on what it is.
But for store credit, you'll do 50 to 65% of the value of what the figure or the bundle itself.
Yeah, never straight up. People get that in their mind that they want to do straight up, but that makes no business sense for like anybody.
Well, yeah, because you're not going to come in here knowing the figure's worth $500 and then ask for $500. It
happens that way though.
But it doesn't work. So is that a pet peeve?
That's another one. So
that's
what I'm saying is you say stuff. Everyone thinks they know what stuff is worth, but they don't.
Because they go on eBay. And you don't look at what's been sold. They only look at what is being offered.
eBay is a good gauge.
Yeah. For sold.
Well, even for sold, though. Because if
sometimes they oversell that.
Somebody must have really wanted that, or somebody, I don't know what happened. Everything else goes for around $60.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off the 60 because I'm like, this one's an anomaly. Like, unless it's like really recent and there's multiple ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
the last 10 sold, one's at 100.
Or I might go, okay,
9.
60, that one's not. If there's two of them, one's 60, one's 90, then I will come with the middle ground. But I'm not automatically going to the highest one. They'll be like, oh, it's going for this.
Makes sense.
It's like, well, that's eBay. But yeah, definitely
eBay.
This thing's going for $500 on eBay. And I look, I go, well, they're asking that. I can ask whatever I want on anything too. It's not going to sell. That one, I educate people all the time. They don't realize there's that sold thing there.
Absolutely.
And even that, you have to look if it's sold for that.
You want to look at the dates.
When it first came out.
Like, the last one sold a year ago.
Yeah, and then you got to look at the newer ones. They're not selling as hot because it's not hot anymore.
Right.
So you can't just automatically grab like the first highest point. You have to come up with the average somewhere. So that's that. What else for pet peeve? Again, not bashing the customers. I mean, everyone.
Everybody's entitled to their own thoughts. Everybody's got. You got to give it a shot. Not saying that you'll make it.
Fine,
Everybody's got to give it a shot.
That's fine, but don't get mad when you get shot down too.
Yeah.
Because another thing is when they have the item, it's the greatest and most expensive thing ever. But when you have it, it's
they want.
I've
seen this somewhere for half the price.
Oh, there's another one. We'll just talk about that too real quick. This is how they lead up to asking for like a discount, and I kind of get it, but we go through our own inventory anyway, and if something has been sitting longer, like we might end up just discounting anyway at some point or put it on the half off table.
Working on the rollbacks, prices going down.
Do you ever get the customer that comes in here and says, "Oh, I've seen this cheaper somewhere else"?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
I get it when Ross does their stuff. And
Ross
it's like
sometimes
Ross gets it for cheaper than what I can even get at wholesale. So I'm like, okay, cool, you're getting it at Ross, but I can't go that low because I paid way more than
Absolutely.
That. So I just sit on it, or I pull it off the shelf, put it in the back till at one point it might go back up to what it used to be, like regular retail.
Ross.
I don't mind pulling something and sitting on it. I'm not going to lose money just because you found something at Ross.
Yeah, I don't understand the animal that we call Ross because sometimes those prices in there, I don't even know how they get away with that. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see these figures online for like $60, $80, and you go in Ross and they're like $8.99.
It's people finding pallets somewhere, but also Walmart's already discounted a lot of that stuff. Maybe not here in Arizona, but they've discounted it somewhere. They can't get rid of it at their lowest discount, and then that's when they sell it off to Ross. They sell pallets off because it's easier for them to write it off than just keep sitting on this old product and keep marking it down. And that's not just Walmart. That's Target. That's all these companies that.
Jerry, all these big companies, they write off everything.
Well, so how good are you at predicting? Would you say like the toy, game is like kind of like a prediction, kind of like gambling? Would you say it's like the stock
It
market?
fluctuates. It fluctuates. Yeah, because something's hot when it first comes out, people can't find it, and then all of a sudden it starts popping up later after you've already paid somebody what you thought it was based off of like eBay or whatever because it was hot. It was hard to get.
Do you get a lot of those?
We don't do it much anymore. Like I don't want to buy something and then be like I got to sell it right away before they start popping up again. I just pass on them. I'm like
right. So when it's like
or I just give them
out
what
the
the
gate,
retail is on it, so they don't lose money. But I'm like just to have it, I'll sometimes do that, but I don't try to.
so you'll kind of hold off on stuff.
Mhm.
Like if you know that it's like booming in the moment, but you feel like it's only in that moment.
It is because a lot of it is like it just happens to not be hitting yet, and then as soon as because they're always gonna have that second wave of stuff that comes.
Yeah.
Unless it's like an exclusive, like sometimes Walmart.
For
exclusives
example,
are-
X-Men 97 Rogue.
it's coming back out again.
No, it's already sold out.
No, see,
Yeah, it was
came
on
back
Target.
out
It was on Target. Second run, and it was sold out within a matter of seconds. If you were looking for it, you know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, you can kind of anticipate when stuff is gonna end up getting discounted though and stuff like that.
But sometimes you get those ones where you don't know, right? And then they
and
kind of fall off, and then they'll just skyrocket.
And for people that are into it and collecting, if you find it at Target and you're like, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'll wait till it comes out at Ross. Well, that's kind of dangerous game.
That's
too.
a dangerous
One, you
game.
might miss out. Two, you can't keep doing that. Eventually, if the stuff's not selling, they're not going to keep making it too.
Well, let's talk about the show then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean we've
can
gone
talk
over how
about
the show started.
Mhm.
Then you moved to the store,
Mhm.
right? And then now you're back on the shows. How are the shows going?
They continue to grow and get more popular. We're not there yet though, where we need to get another venue yet. I'm not trying to speed it up.
Not yet. You don't think so? Because
When
I
we
feel
get-
like the last one was.
They're good, but I don't want to jump the gun because we had 2 good shows in a row. Let's go big again. Like go to the next step.
Go big or go home.
No, let's keep it consistent. Let's see how this December one's gonna go.
Nobody
This is
likes
our first one.
consistency. Let's go big or go home.
But then that's how you end up screwing yourself. You go big, and then it's like too big, and I don't know. It's not fun. It's not what it was anymore. And you didn't really need to go that big yet. We have a handful of vendors that are missing out, but I feel like they would miss out if you added because a lot of people just procrastinate.
And in case you guys are wondering, we're talking about this beautiful toy show coming up.
Yeah, we'll flip that up on the screen.
Yeah, we'll flip that up on the screen. I just wanted to show you these
it's
nice
probably
little
backwards on the
flyers.
camera.
Yeah, in case you see these. Oh, those are what we like to call our special effects right there.
So yeah,
That's some of the high quality CGI got in action right there.
Yeah, so we're sticking with them for now. This show will be pretty cool. First December one week.
So how many vendors do you have now? How many vendors are you working with now?
I cut it off at like 97 tables just because I didn't
So you
want-
have 97 vendors?
Tables.
Tables. Okay.
It's like 50 vendors.
50 vendors.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's capacity, like, because some get
Well,
multiple
yeah, because
tables.
multiple tables. Because they have good stuff. If you guys haven't checked it out.
This one, we got a nice mix again. First one in December. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully people are out spending money. People have been asking for us to do one in December. I'm like, I will try it out.
We're doing it in December because everybody likes to buy this stuff for Christmas. You know, we're
We're-
going to give
we're
everybody like that Christmas gift.
Yeah.
You know?
We're going to have Santa there. Actually hired a Santa.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It'll be and Mrs. Claus. His wife is Mrs. Claus.
Stop.
Noon
Do
to
I
2.
know who this is?
Mm-mm.
No. Like real.
I met him
like,
do some, like he does Santa Claus. Like,
guys,
he
you heard
started
that
growing his
live
beard out last
exclusive
month.
right
Yeah.
now. Santa and Mrs. Claus are gonna be there.
The Epic Toy Show, yeah.
Epic Toy Show.
Um,
Kids, 12 and
12
under.
and under free.
12 and under are free. $5 entry. If you're looking to get in there before everybody else, early bird is
$10.
$10
from 9 to 10.
We also serve food.
Yeah, there's food there. And then this show, we're not doing the raffles. We're doing scratcher cards.
No way.
So the first 500 people get a scratcher card.
Only the
and they
first
win a stocking.
500?
Yeah.
And then they get the stocking. So we're not
A
doing
scratcher card.
we're not doing the table with all the choose your own.
It'll be the stocking. We're
Oh.
gonna do what we're gonna do this year or this show.
We're trying.
That's we're making the 5 Christmas boxes, and that's what people were donating stuff like local
Okay.
artists and stuff. We're gonna raffle those off for like a you pay for it though. It's gonna be a paid raffle because there's gonna be good stuff in there.
Outside of the scratchers.
Yes.
So in this show, you're trying scratchers.
Yeah, because I want to get 500 people, like, give them a benefit to be there early, get a nice rush.
outside of the early bird.
No.
So the early bird people count.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then the
idea,
vendors
yeah.
will each get one. Like, the they each get one. Not each person that's with the vendor gets one. It's just each one's gonna get one, so they'll have a chance to.
They're gonna get a scratcher, or
Mhm.
they're gonna get
Scratcher.
okay. So you get the scratcher, and then on top of the scratcher, you have
We're doing like paid one for these boxes, and I'm gonna do a video on those showing like what each box, because they're kind of mystery boxes, but each one's gonna have some of the same stuff. But then there's gonna be like the big grand.
there's
prize
gonna
for
be
them.
like that
Yeah.
one golden ticket inside of
Yeah.
there.
It'll actually be a ticket in there.
Where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket.
So we got some fun stuff coming up for this one, and it'll be the last one, of course, for the year for us. And then
Do you have the next one
I
already?
do. It'll be
decided?
March. I couldn't get February this year.
But you have a date.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna announce it. 'Cause
Well,
I don't
yeah,
like
of
doing- I
course.
don't like doing it ahead of time.
You don't
I
want
like
to jinx
focusing
it.
on. Well, I like
You
focusing
don't
on
want to
each
jinx
show.
it.
Get that out the way, because if I start promoting now for that, people are gonna want to get in, and I'm like already trying to figure out this show.
How fast do you typically sell out for the following show?
2 weeks,
2 weeks.
and that's only because the first week I've been holding it for people that did the last one to get in first, but I might stop doing that because they still don't get in.
Would you say that's a pet peeve?
It bothers me because I'm giving you an opportunity to do it, and then later on, like closer to the show, they're like, you still got tables left, but it's like you had your window, so at least let me know.
So what you're asking for is better communication.
Yeah. Especially when we're handing the flyers out at the show. Letting
Everybody's
everyone
aware.
know.
Everybody's
There's other people, no matter what, are able to pay like every time they're good.
yeah.
And then you got the other ones that are like,
Just kind
I'll
of.
just leave it up to fate to see if I get one. Yeah, I don't know. And then they kind of get upset when I don't have one, but it's like, you didn't let me know. Like, you have to let me know. Because I know not every vendor can do every show, so that'd be dumb to be like, just assuming they can all do it, have them all written down, and
Yeah.
then I'm telling people I don't have any spots open. And meanwhile,
What?
people haven't paid and stuff.
So I'm looking around here, and there's a variety, like a mass variety of a collection from like Harry Potter,
Mhm.
Star Wars, Marvel,
Mhm.
DC. What would you say like your most favorite thing in here? Like, are you a Star Wars guy? Are you a Marvel guy? Are you? I know you guys can't see it, but there's like this Bruce Lee figure up
I like
here,
Bruce Lee, but I wouldn't like collect that though.
right? Or are you a horror guy?
Yeah.
What is your niche? What is the one thing
The
that
horror
you
stuff.
the horror stuff? What's your favorite horror thing back there?
Back there,
You
right
guys
now?
can't see it, but there's an
Yeah,
awesome horror
back
section
there,
back
I
here.
kinda like-
Come check it out.
I like the Elvira because I can finally put her out.
That's the one
Nice
where the
statue.
TV lights up, right? Or it turns on like the little screen.
It's just cool because it's finally out now. So we got that
No, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you can't see it, but it's pretty flippin' awesome. All right, well, as much as we love that Elvira stuff, let's do some shout outs.
I want to shout out Mega Ran. He was in last week, and he was doing some videos.
And you posted that on Instagram,
Yeah,
correct?
and
I
he
saw
posted
that.
on his, so follow him on Instagram. Tony from Scaredy Cat brought him down here, so shout out to him. Check out Scaredy. I said Scaredy Cat. Scaredy Cast.
I was like scaredy cat. What? Because I thought we were talking about
Tony
horror
from
stuff.
Scaredy Cast.
But that would have
I
been
know.
worked out.
I don't know Scaredy Cat, but Scaredy Cast. Follow Scaredy Cast on Instagram. And
What's the channel on Instagram?
on theirs?
Yeah, no, on yours.
Scaredy Cast?
Or
Ours is just Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop.
for
for Instagram.
For Instagram. What about YouTube?
YouTube is Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop TV, which we might shorten that. But we'll
For
shorten
right
it
now,
up.
the Instagram is Polar Bear Pop Culture Shop.
But if you're watching this, you already found us on. Where can they find Daniel at?
Oh, me? So I'm a huge turtle fan. So TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I turned that into TV, movies, and toys.
Okay.
And that's going to be my same name across all platforms. I'm doing Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube. TV, movies, and toys. Come check it out.
OnlyFans.
Later down the road.
Come on, give it to me. Come on, work it. Oh, yeah, own it.
But we're gonna do an unboxing now, and that's gonna
Yeah, Let's go. So we wanted to go back into real quick, but more of things to look forward to on the channel. And on the channel, we're going to look forward to toy unboxing, collections that we've received, or that the store has received.
Yeah.
Upcoming events.
That.
I'm still excited about Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus coming because
Yeah.
they are real.
And the stuff I want to unbox when we do unboxings is stuff like this. I don't want to be doing Hasbro or.
Yeah, we want to look at more like, what would you call
So,
this? Exotic, eccentric.
I call them like
Third
third party,
party?
but they're not really third party. They're just maybe independent toy makers.
Oh, so where did you get this from? You wanna
This
talk
one,
about-
yeah, it was tell the story in this one
It was
real
a
quick.
gift. Was
It was a gift.
Oh.
So it is a polar bear in here, which we're gonna see once I open it.
From a little celebrity we know.
From Diggs Figs. So check out Diggs.
Check out Diggs Figs.
on Instagram.
Ask him what
dope toy photography.
Ask
he
Dig
does.
Figs what commercials he were in.
Oh yeah,
He
ask
was
him.
in-
Yeah, a little celebrity.
a little celebrity.
But he gave me this probably like 6 months ago, and I've been waiting to do some videos to like actually unbox it. So now,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to it. I think this might be the one that comes with the
we're gonna
bloody
find out.
slash.
I'm
I don't know
clipping
if
this
you
on my
guys
shirt.
seen this, but there's a lot of detail in it, and it comes with like these bloody slash claw marks that are just incredible.
Don't explain. We'll just see it.
Well, no, I'm just letting you know that I'm hoping that this is
This is
the
the limited
one.
edition one. Either way,
Oh,
it's
so
dope.
no, the limited edition one I do
It's a
believe
gift
came
for
with it.
me. A polar
Do you
bear,
know
so
where
it's
he
not
got
for
this
sale.
from?
He probably ordered it online from this place. You grab that for me?
I believe that a lot of these, because I got this one off of, what is it, Big Bad Toy Store?
Oh, he might have got it off Big Bad Toy Store.
He might.
But it was a gift to me, and I told him I'd treat it as such.
Oh, so this one, is this the one with the armor?
This one has some bloody guts and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got blood.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that bad boy.
I also do believe you got to really soak this one
That's
in
gonna
some
look
hot
like me
water.
when I work out. And
This is
get
going to
buff,
be Jason in a couple of months.
like Daniel.
We're gonna go on a little workout binge.
It'll pump you up.
Listen
So,
to me,
I'm not gonna pull it all out, but looks like he has alternate.
But you got to pull out the
claws,
bloody stuff.
the bloody slash marks. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's not a review. It's an unboxing.
We're
so
doing
I'm
an
not gonna review
unboxing,
it, but
but
it is a pretty dope figure.
It is a pretty dope figure, but this is like the piece de la resistance. Like, it gives it a really good effect when he's just slicing another figure open. You could take phenomenal shots with it. Here, let me get close.
This
so
actually
you
gonna have
guys
to
can
go in my
see it.
collection at home. I would keep it at the shop, but it's too.
Is that a good?
fits
Is
in
that
with
good
my-
right there? Yeah, look at that. And then he's got multiples because you could make him look like a regular polar bear. You want to see if you can attach that real
Regular
quick?
polar bear?
Well, no, he's like a regular,
Where's
somewhat
this go
polar
to? His
bear.
knuckles?
More
he's
like his
slashing?
nails, like his yeah. It's like the blood effect. It's one of my favorite things that this line came out with, because you had to get the special editions to get the blood effect.
Oh, okay.
Because there's the polar bear, there's the brown bear.
Slashing.
Yeah,
people.
look at it.
What head
Comes-
does he have? I want to see the other head.
Oh, it actually comes with 4 separate heads. You could also
Well, give me
dress
one
him
of
up
the cool heads.
in
What's
some
the cool-
armor. Let's see.
Oh, his mouth moves.
I'm gonna put this
Check
down real
out.
quick.
Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop TV. Pretty bad.
Actually, these are hands.
Oh, so no extra head?
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like he comes with an extra
He's
head.
cool
It's
either way. Thanks.
definitely
Dig
extra
Figs.
hands.
I've been wanting to open it for a while now.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna
Dig
go in my
Figs,
collection.
check him out. Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of toy photography that
photography
you
is dope,
definitely
yeah,
want to
yeah.
check out on
I
there.
don't know if he used. I don't remember him using this one for toy photography.
No, I think he had the brown one.
he uses that odious.
Yeah. Getting
But
a
this stuff
shot
we
at
want to
that.
like unbox. Like I said, kind of indie toys.
But in all honesty, it's a beautiful figure. I don't believe you can get these like, original price anymore. I think they are, unfortunately, eBay shop now.
Well, this one ain't for sale, so
Well,
it's going in my
not this one.
collection. I will take a picture of it in my collection too. He's heavy
Look at
too.
his little lip.
I know. His mouth moves. So yeah, that's some of the stuff we'll be doing on the show, and then we'll be talking about current events in the toy game and all that. So this was more like an introduction, so you can kind of know more about us if you didn't already.
And
Maybe we'll talk
toys.
more about you next time. But
Yeah.
Daniel's gonna be getting YouTube going too, but he's gonna talk about movies and
Yeah, mine's going to be just about a little bit of everything that I enjoy. It's going to be toys, movies, comic books, TV shows, trailers. Just, I'm all over it, and I love
who's
it.
the best Batman ever.
Who's the best Batman ever? Don't even get me started.
Never leave the cave without it.
But yeah, that's pretty much what it's gonna be about. Got anything else?
No, I
We'll
mean,
wrap
if you
this
just want to
one up.
go over the channels again real quick, mine's across the board. It's TV, movies, and toys. Remember, just the letter N because TMNT. And then, what about you?
Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop TV, which we'll probably shorten that now.
Yeah.
It's a lot to say. But Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop on Instagram and Facebook for the shop information.
All right, look forward to seeing you guys again. I had so much fun. Please come back and join us every time.
Yeah, if you got questions, definitely post them.
And then when you see Jason, ask him all the questions you want.
Yeah, ask them all
Yeah.
the same questions. No, ask me whatever. I'm an open book. So.
All right,
thanks,
well,
Daniel.
yeah, thanks you. I appreciate you. I don't have anything else.
Till next week.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about we're going to be doing this weekly.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan.
We'll see, bitch. We'll just see.
Definitely gonna get the setup a little down, but yeah. Definitely weekly.
Work in progress.
Until we
we
exhaust
won't have
everyone.
these beautiful
Yeah.
little mics.
It actually worked pretty good.
No, it did. I enjoyed it, but yeah.
Boom mics, but all right.
All right.
See you guys.
See you guys later.
Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop TV.